Well, we just got back from the theater.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. 2 hours and 10 minutes of our lives will not get back.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I kept looking at my phone like, is this movie almost over?
It felt like 2 hours too long, like an hour into the movie, you know.
So we just watched Suicide Squad.
Let's do this.
Okay. Where to start?
Okay, let's start with what did y'all think of the movie?
If I could sum up my feelings about this movie in one gif, it would be the Tyra Banks gif where she's like, I was rooting for you. That's how I felt about this entire movie.
I went in trying to go in with like an open mind because I saw like it was not doing well. I was just like, this is really bad.
Like what? Okay, wait. Like how far did it take you into the movie to realize this is not good?
I was checking my phone 20 minutes in because I was like, Jesus, are they really gonna spend the first 30 minutes
explaining?
Introducing each character. Like every person got a slow-mo shot, and it like.
Aw, damn.
Miranda would say it, and then you'd fucking see it, and then she'd say it again.
Yeah.
That's what would happen. And then it'd just be slow-mo shots, and just like montage. Like this movie was like a series of montages. Like
Cinema ADHD. Because it would be with one person, it's like too much time here, and then would go to another.
Yeah. It was like all the acid in the graphics of the film you needed to take to be able to understand what the fuck was going on.
This whole movie really didn't have much of a storyline, so they're like, we need to kill time.
That was like a major problem. It was like they couldn't decide who they wanted to be the main character, so they just kind of vomited a story for every single person. It was like every single person had like a motive, but no person had a genuine like arc at all throughout this film. Who was the lead in this film? Was it Joker and Harley? Everybody wanted to be the lead, but nobody actually was because we didn't see a journey at all.
Okay, I want to ask a question. Do you think it was necessary for Joker to be in? Thank you! Because I was like, they could have introduced him at the end
no point of this movie!
It was like too much. There was so much going on.
What was the whole point where he was just like in a circle of weapons?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's literally, that was something I was going to bring up too.
Yeah, there was
like baby clothes.
Like,
they like didn't know how to make Jared Leto even seem like even crazier already. So it's like, you know what?
They throw they literally throw all over the walls.
They throw
knives on the floor.
And it's like, yes,
baby
clothes
in
and
the
baby
corner.
clothes. And I'm like, yes.
The black
like somebody,
outline
their
of another
director's like
smile.
going like this, and he's like, we're gonna make him seem so crazy. Baby clothes.
But he's really just like, where's my bae at?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
do
him.
another
Would people have given a shit about this film if Jared Leto had not even been in any of it?
I would have still gone for fucking Margot Robbie. Yeah, I just had a real issue with the whole Joker being in it. I felt like really annoyed anytime he came on because I'm like,
this has nothing to do
had nothing to do with it. It was like, okay, he's just gonna be there, just waiting to get Harley, and I'm like, why does he keep like showing up?
And the thing is too, when they utilized him, it was in like flashbacks of like their relationship.
It was just to show like why Harley is the way she is.
It would have been so much more exciting if he wasn't anywhere in this film, or if it was just like, oh gosh, I'm like missing him a lot, like while I'm here, and he doesn't know that I'm out type thing. And then all of a sudden, like when she thinks she's fucked at the end, he comes out and she's like, oh, you saved me!
Yeah,
like that's so much more exciting. You see all this build.
Or like if you could have just like held it, like where you know like Harley Quinn's like talking to somebody and like you don't know who. They like build up the tension with one character and then they like drop it. They drop it, and then it's like, why do I give a shit anymore? Like I would have cared so much more about like the Joker Harley Quinn scenes, but they kept coming in at such weird points. You can do like a flashback and like it didn't have to be that long, you know?
I felt like every scene ran too long.
Yes.
So I was like, okay.
No, that was the problem is every scene that didn't need to be there ran too long.
Right.
And every scene that you needed was not touched upon.
There were so many random
so
fight
much
sequences.
random action.
Well, I don't know if you guys knew classic example, like when Amanda is saying you don't like fuck with like Joker's girl. And then they did like a huge long scene about like somebody who fucks with this girl. Like you could just say you don't fuck with this girl.
And then like really quickly,
and then
like,
really quickly,
and then that's
just
it.
like, and then
That's all we need. That's all we need.
You don't need a whole intense flashback whole scene
that had nothing to do. It was just like, was this just thrown in just to have Common make an appearance?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand why.
I don't know. Honestly,
I
it's all a big
was
blur.
just like, what? But I don't know if you guys knew this. They only had like 6 months to write the script.
It shows.
Oh, okay.
and I think that that's exactly what happened. It was like they
had
had
no plot. So they just like, they had the small story of, oh, it's just going to be a team of bad guys. They're going to get together to fight against this goddess thing who
we were
really
like, can we just talk about how I will never, ever, ever fucking like Cara Delevingne in a fucking movie? Like, honestly, like, what is, she can't fucking act. She can't act.
All I have to
can't
say is that
stand
her
it.
eyebrows have gotten her very far in life. That's
Yes.
all I have to say.
She
That's all I
doesn't
have to say.
And I
No,
love
but are we
her,
not going to talk about the fact that these like
oh my
these
God.
life forms from a
Yes.
different like realm
And we're gonna
are
kill
able
them.
to just be dead by guns and bombs?
like Enchantress, she literally like takes random people and then turns them into her own soldiers, and they die like easier than the fucking droids in Star Wars. I'm just like, they literally just get shot and then
That was my favorite
Like-
part. Is Cara Delevingne's character, Dr. Moon or something like that? I don't fucking know. She, I didn't care to know. Cara Delevingne's character,
She's an archaeologist.
archaeologist, right? She's in this ancient.
Oh my God!
Shut up! She's in an ancient cave. She finds this ancient artifact.
Breaks it.
What is her job? She snaps it in fucking half. Literally, I was just like, you're a terrible archaeologist. Like, you're supposed to fucking preserve the artifacts. Not break it in half. Exactly. You were going against all the archaeologists. You know what? That bitch deserved to be taken out.
she deserved it. She's a horror. She's just bad at her job. Just all around bad actress, bad archaeologist, bad deity. She's just bad.
She couldn't dance. She couldn't dance. She was trying to get her.
Shakira.
In the trailer,
Dirty.
it makes it seem like the Enchantress is going to be fighting with the Suicide Squad, not against the Suicide Squad. They never touch on that at all.
Again, is where it's like a problem because in the trailers they
You think
almost
it's
make
the
it seem
Joker.
it's the Joker. Exactly. So
Yeah.
you think that, and I think that the Joker would have been a better rival because that would have. Maybe they could touch on this in the second film, but fuck it, doesn't deserve a second. But I feel like they just were like, oh, throwing like a bunch of shit at the camera and being like, oh, well, we can like use these experiences in the next film type thing. But they didn't really develop anything for the film that they were making. Like there was no story. Like, Cara Delevingne's character, yeah, she had, and her brother had the brother with no name.
Just brother.
Just the random big black man that she needed to muscle up. A random host.
I don't know.
But that's the thing, like, she had these powers, but she was just kind of like, almost villainy enough. Like, what did she do as a villain? Like, she
I had a problem with the fact that, like, in the whole entire movie, like, she's obviously got the most power, right?
Yeah.
And
It's
there's
a
a part where she keeps coming and disappearing in the last fight scene. And then at the end, she just kind of goes, "Shh, enough," and then, like, knocks down all of their weapons. And I'm like, well, bitch, why didn't you just do that, like, 50 fucking minutes ago? Or the fact that she could just disappear out of nowhere. So I'm like, why is she even in fucking custody to begin with? Like,
Yeah.
Can we just talk about, because like there's always that scene in like a major action sequence when the team, like the gang's all together. It's like in Avengers when like they're walking all together. And it's like, this is after like Captain Flag or whatever, he's just like, you're free, like go ahead. Boomerang is like out the door. The next shot, they're all making their big entrance. She's like, where did you come from?
where was his fucking change of heart? I don't know. He just
He's
showed
just
back
in
up.
the next scene.
He's just
like,
back.
oh.
I think my biggest pet peeve of the film was the fact that all the secrets for this like
We're in a
top
binder?
secret
We're in a
motherfucking 3-ring binder.
Okay, and also,
labeled top secret.
And
right
also
above
for
it.
like a movie that utilized technology so much, you think that they would keep that like
gotta keep
not
it
in,
on
like, a
paper.
fucking binder.
that of course Will Smith just
And the binder says top secret right all over the top.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
No. This is the other thing. So the reason why the Enchantress is even under their, like, you know, control is
Got the
because
heart.
Viola Davis has the heart. She can fucking disappear out of nowhere. Why doesn't she just go to Viola Davis, grab
She
the
tried
fucking
that.
heart, and then leave? Oh yeah, little red dot. That was right. That was right. Like the little red dot. As soon as she gets close, there's like a blinking red light, and then all of a sudden she's like fucking scared. Then she's like, I need to go to my bro. Like, and I'm like, you could have grabbed that heart, bitch. Like, you could have just gone in there, grabbed the heart.
I just think the whole thing was weird because the reason why the Enchantress and her brother are scary is because they're of a different world and they have these magical powers, and yet technology is like destroying them all the time. It's a weird thing to play where you're like, oh, you're trying to like scare your audience by being like, look at the power that this person possesses, but then at the same time, like, he can die from like a huge ass
Back to that whole, you're a deity and you have all these powers, and like the things you create just like die with
Because I think
weapons.
the problem was they didn't define what the deity could do.
It just kind of ruins the like otherworldliness that they're bringing.
Yeah, I was just like, how are you gonna kill a fucking god with like a machine? Like, that's great, Will Smith, you're gonna try to shoot him, but I'm like, that's not gonna work.
Yeah. Will
Okay,
Smith-
she's an ancient deity and she uses language like, you don't have
the balls. I was so pissed with
literally
that
like, what girl, like what deity talks this
There
way?
were so many odd lines in this
Yeah.
film. Like I feel like they were trying to give gimmicks to people, but it didn't really work. Like in the sense that like Viola Davis is this badass like CIA operative, and then like she goes up and she just like, get it, girl. Like,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Why?
That was my
She's
favorite.
an intelligent, like scary, authoritative person in the government, and then she just like, get it, girl. Genuine action doesn't even get started until the Enchantress like has her powers back. Like nothing up until that point was really that useful.
They spent so much time on people like Joker and Deadshot and Harley, and then like come like Katana and like, you know,
Yeah.
Captain Boomerang, you're just like, I don't give a shit about these people. Like, either develop them so I actually care about them, or just like don't even have them in here.
Even like the scene where like when Katana comes, it's just like she just jumps on the helicopter and it's just like, where did she come from? Who's this chick? And it's just like, oh, we called her in.
She was like, I'm not gonna give a shit about anyone because you're just gonna jump ship to another fucking person in the next 2 seconds.
It was like that one character, it's like the guy that had like the braids.
No, they're literally like,
Slipknot.
they're literally just
Slipknot.
like, they're like, this is Slipknot, here he is, and then like 3 seconds later, he's dead.
Done. They throw him out of the fucking car. He punches a bitch in the face. Then they shoot him. That's it.
In the beginning though, they also make it clear like, if you cross Rick Flag, you're dead. Harley Quinn gets in a chopper with the Joker attempting to leave, and then she's just like, all sad in the rain. I'm with you guys again. You would have just killed her. Why didn't you just...
It's like, you step out of line,
You're dead.
You annoy me, you're dead. And I'm like, she
Literally-
genuinely just tried balancing. And then just like the whole idea that like the reason why they're there is because they have like this app, right? This app, and like if you do something bad, they're just gonna like kill
Fucking
you.
kill you.
And like Viola Davis, when they come and save her, and everyone's pissed that she's the one that they're saving, and she's like, I got this app right here. And then she's like, yeah, exactly. Y'all aren't gonna touch me. And then she closes the app. She closes the app and walks out. And I'm like, they could just shoot her. Just like right here.
They just defeated 2, not 1, but 2 ancient deities, and they can't shoot a random woman
Because of a fucking app. I'm just like, what is happening? I'm like,
The entire movie was a waste of time. Like
yeah, and then the fucking Batman shows up.
Batman showed up. The random Flash cameo. Can we talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
that for a second? He's like,
It's like,
got a jet.
Gotta go.
The problem with, you know, these comic book films now, DC is trying obviously so hard to build like a comic cinematic universe like Marvel, and I'm like, I'm not shitting on DC and saying that Marvel's the best, but like when Marvel bring in characters,
You
they
have an
give
attachment.
it a purpose.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
give it a purpose. Like everybody comes in and you know why they're coming in, and you know like what's motivating them behind it.
They
And
all had their own fucking movie where you actually like grew attached.
see it. Exactly.
So
And-
come Avengers time, you're like, you know what, I like these people. With Suicide Squad, they were trying to introduce all the characters. They were trying to like learn that, okay, get them all together. Like, you know, it was just too much going on, and they couldn't decide like which way they wanted to go. So it would like be like, okay, Deadshot. Okay,
Harley.
Okay, Viola.
It's
And
literally just like
Viola.
we're like checking off the list. Like, okay, we got that one and that one and that one.
And it's like Katana, we don't care, we're fine. She's fine.
It's just a series of like action sequences to music. Like
Yeah, I think that was like,
it.
they're like, we don't know what to put here. Let's just have like another montage. Let's just like,
And then
ballroom let's go.
what's her fuck? And she's fucking telling Will Smith, not Will Smith. Was it Will Smith? Like, own it. Who was it? El Diablo. That's what I'm saying. She's like, okay, does she want to be normal or does she want people to be batshit crazy? Like, it makes no sense. Like,
even Harley Quinn, she wanted kids in that film. Like, what the fuck?
if you're in love with the Joker, why is he Jared Leto and not the Joker? And I'm like, okay, I'd understand like you wanting to desire being with him, but like, why are you normal? And I'm like, if you're normal, why do you want normalcy when you're telling everybody to own
You're
their
shitting
crazy?
on everyone else. For
Yeah, I'm like,
wanting
oh
that
my
too.
god. And don't even get me started on fucking El Diablo. Like, he's just like, oh, I'm gonna be a peaceful guy. I'm gonna be a peaceful guy. And then like, Will Smith literally just taps his fucking head and he's like, that's it! He says that he doesn't want to fucking be a fire guy anymore.
Yeah.
I would assume it'd be a probably traumatic experience, okay?
It was bad. The music pissed me off. You know, it's cute to have the trailers that sync to music with the action shots. That's cute. But to do it for a 2-hour movie, 2 of the songs had like one line in each song that kind of somewhat had to do with what was happening.
Yeah.
It made the actual score really awkward too. Like Batman comes down, then they do like the superhero fighting music, and that seemed so out of place. It's like your friend who can't like decide on a song. In
Yeah, the
car.
songs were just all over the
Shuffling.
You
There
know,
was, like,
these-
no cohesion.
Okay, and this is what I was saying. Like with something like Guardians of the Galaxy, it works. But Guardians of the Galaxy also had very cohesive type of music at
Yeah.
the same time.
Because it was set in one time period.
yeah,
And it was also like the character was attached to the songs.
I mean,
Yeah.
So
Suicide
that's
Squad
why it meant
had
something.
Queen and Eminem.
Kanye and then Etta James.
Yeah.
When the Enchantress is like going into their minds, like trying to like, this is what you want. This whole movie, he's just like, I want my daughter, but then the one thing that he wants, like when it's just like, he wants to kill Batman. Like, what
that was odd.
When his like flashback be like a life with his daughter, or like seeing his like daughter graduate, I don't know,
This
but
is,
like it's
literally,
Batman's
yeah.
death.
I was like, really? Like you're just.
And that would have been more
I
cohesive
think-
with
yeah.
the other wants that those
yeah, like
characters
they
have.
all kind of want normal lives, like with their children.
I think it was more so a thing where it's like, oh, if I had killed Batman, I wouldn't be in this
This
position right now.
Yeah, that's what
Because-
they're going for. But like,
Because he's obviously like not free. But then again, like what you're saying, if he were free right now, what would he be doing? He'd be with his daughter. So
Yeah.
it was odd as well.
I feel like for somebody who was like a total baddie, you know, like the Joker, the only thing that they made his role was like as a love interest.
Yeah,
It kind of sucks because it turned her. Again, I'm not, because this is a whole nother like Harley Quinn feminism video. Like, but they kind of didn't turn it into like damsel in distress storyline. Like, oh, she's like captured by these evil people and he has to come and save her, and then she thinks he's dead. He comes back. That's a whole nother.
Yeah,
video.
that's a whole other fucking.
We should do movie reviews, like the movie review, and then we should do the American Studies movie review, which talks about like race and gender. If you like that, let me know, because I
Yeah,
think
that'd actually be really.
that
cool.
would be fun.
The American Studies review.
The film nerd
Exhibition.
review, and then the scholar review.
The school. Yeah, let's do that. I like that idea.
You can't watch
Well, this is like
watch
what we
both.
do.
You can watch both
Yeah,
if
you
you
watch
want.
both.
If you're a mega nerd like me, so
Yeah, that sounds great.
you know.
Don't even get me started on all these like people where it's like, oh, you think they're dead. I'm just like, oh, I'm alive.
Literally, that happened to this Enchantress.
Happened to Harley.
Viola Davis even.
Happened to
pretty much.
Viola, pretty much.
She's hanging upside down by some like creature thing that's sucking shit out of her brain. I feel like the scriptwriters chose when they wanted the vehicle to be destroyed and kill everyone, and when they didn't.
Yes.
Like anytime the Suicide Squad or like Viola Davis or you know the Task Force are in a chopper
vehicle
that
and
like
goes
almost
fucking
falls
down.
everyone's magically fine. They take a little tumble, but they're fine. There's just a
Literally,
little
Joker blows up into a
Yeah.
fucking building, and yeah, he's like not even scarred.
Suicide
Where did
Squad
and that's the other thing. Where the fuck did Joker go when the car fell into the water?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
He's
never
just like,
explained
bye
that.
Harley,
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Yeah, she's just like, I can't swim, and then
He's like not there in the next shot.
yeah, and he's just not there. Batman doesn't even care about fighting Joker.
My favorite thing is when Joker comes at the end. He takes off his mask and then she's like, puddin'! Like, she didn't even notice.
She doesn't read, apparently.
Joker,
Literally it says
aggressive.
Joker. Like, they could have made that subtle, you know, like a little tag that said Joker, maybe so you couldn't
Not
like a giant fucking sign that says Joker.
Oh, it's like
fucking
there's
El
the
Diablo when he's just like, I already lost a family. I'm not gonna lose another one. I'm like, you don't
Straight
give a
from
shit
the
about these
Little
people.
Mermaid.
I don't think she gives a shit about these people. Honestly, like they had like one drink and like their family now, like, and they just like totally just
playing in the
shout at him,
background,
like,
and Etta James brings
Yeah, they
everyone
like
together.
shit all over him, and then they also turn him. They like force him to become like the thing that he's like terrified of.
yeah, and I'm like, and you think that's your family, bro?
There's also like a weird transition of like everybody goes to that bar because they're pissed they're gonna die, but then everybody leaves that bar like, fuck, we're gonna die, let's go.
Yeah.
You know, like where was that transition?
Can we just talk about their demands? Like, their demands, like
An
an
espresso
espresso machine and BET. I'm like, really?
You
This
couldn't
is
have
what
thought
we're
of anything
asking
better?
for? Like, why? Why? And then in the next scene, you see they got what they wanted. And obviously, if they're gonna give them what they wanted, why would they fucking ask for BET and fucking an espresso machine?
What in the movie did you like? Was that ever said?
Yeah, I was like,
I like espresso.
apparently she likes fucking coffee. Like, when was that established? When was it established that the crocodile guy
Like
would like
BET. There
You will
was
lose.
this movie had like so much potential to explore like actual like interesting ideas and concepts, like what make like how do we define like good versus evil? Like that would have been an like especially if you're introducing the concept of the Suicide Squad and putting these bad people and
With
forcing them to do good.
Traditionally,
Like,
bad people versus
Yeah,
good people.
yeah, like that would have been a much more interesting, compelling story
you're
versus like I don't even know what story they told. It just felt like it
Yeah.
wasn't even like that. It was just all jumbled.
It would jump like in between stories and weave and come back, and it's like because you would start it and build it and then drop it and then
Yeah.
you come back to it minutes later, you're just like, why do I give a shit about the story anymore? Wait, I want to go back to that one I was just watching 2 seconds ago. And
I think it played too much to the fact like, oh, people are gonna like it if we just add in a lot of the Joker, a lot of sexy Harley, a lot of guns, and a lot of like banging music, and then it'll be fine. And instead, they didn't actually focus on like making a story that
It'll be
made
like, it
sense.
can carry itself. Wrong.
Yeah. I think what really annoyed me is like, apart from Cara Delevingne, who I can't stand, everybody did a good job with the characters that they had. Awesome Harley Quinn. Awesome Deadshot. Like, I enjoyed the acting very much, but the problem is like, not even good acting can like cover, and this all comes down to like me, like, maybe it's because I like to write scripts where it's like, if it's a bad script, like, there's nothing you can do to salvage a movie. Like, it's like, if your script is bad, you are fucked.
Movies, first and foremost, are not
Storytelling.
entertainment. They're
It's story. It's
Storytelling.
supposed to be story driven, and this wasn't that.
I don't know. I just think DC is starting to really toe that line. I mean, Man of Steel was bad. Batman v Superman, bad. Man of Steel 2, bad. And now Suicide Squad, horrible. Like, I just think when our audience is gonna like stop giving money to like bad
fucking
bad
superhero movies.
superhero movies.
I was rooting for you.
The trailers made it seem like it was gonna be like a lot of fun and like baddies really enjoying being bad, and you didn't get that at all from the characters. Like the characters throughout the entire film didn't enjoy what they were doing.
Suicide Squad.
Let's finish with something we liked about it. I know. So that we don't shit all over it. Come on, you liked one thing in that film. What did you like?
Margot Robbie.
Shit. I'm trying to think of like a moment because I know I laughed at a certain point.
Was it laughter because of the line or laughter at
It
how
was like
bad
a
it
genuine,
was?
like I kind of like chuckled.
I chuckled.
It was a Will
A
Smith
chuckle.
line. I know that. Think of trying to, like, honest to God, I'm thinking, like, this is a problem. It's like there's a difference between like storytelling and like just showing it. To the
It was a
audience, you
lot
know?
of
There's a lot
tell,
of
show again.
show, tell, and in a terrible order, and like, ugh.
So would you guys actually recommend this movie to anyone? No.
No.
No dice.
So I think overall we would give it a emoji.
Monkey covering its eyes.
There
I
we
think
go.
it's a well-deserved review. As in, yikes! You should have watched that film.
Don't watch
That's
it.
what the monkey would say.
Yeah.
He was that.
Yikes.
Yikes.
That's a yikes.